You are going to have to adopt an adult mindset about women, sex, dating, and relationships. The reason we are here is because you want to get good with women, or you want to become even better than you already are. To do this, we must expand the way we think about the world, and we have to adopt different mindsets that may or may not be instantly good fits for us. This is the process of growth and self-improvement. You want to be focused and practiced, and you have to understand the process. You have to walk before you can run, and you do need to build a solid base. Even if you get success right away, you will eventually hit a wall, and it can be anything from frustrating to soul-crushing and anywhere in between. You will come out on the other side much better than when we started this journey. The rejection switches happen the earliest, and there is something that we want to avoid as opposed to the others. The rejection switches are things that women recognize in men, either through evolutionary signals like being overweight or through learned social behavior like being needy and desperate. That leads them to automatically reject you in the first few minutes of an interaction. And this is almost automatic, lightning-quick assessments that we all make from time to time that are not always correct, but we believe based on cues. The reason women reject you is usually lightning-quick assessments they make as you show interest by talking to them. These decisions are not as though she logically sits there and thinks this guy's looks are acceptable to me. His body language is slightly off, and he seems to be a little nervous or a little desperate or weird. So I'm now unattracted to him instead. It just happens to her. It's a feeling, but it's really a process of this thinking fast cues, and that she is already experienced. There are 3 main rejection switches, and you will be rejected for one of these 3 things. The first thing is being nervous. Being nervous is what most guys who are just starting out, or getting back into the game after a relationship or inexperienced with women, they set off this nervous switch, and when a guy is really nervous around women, it does not make you look attractive. It makes the woman start thinking back to other guys who are nervous around her, and that is a road to hell. The second trigger is the desperate trigger, and is also really bad because it makes you come across as someone who is fundamentally unattractive. Even the loser trigger is not as bad as the desperate trigger, because the desperate trigger makes it seem like you hit on all sorts of girls and no one is ever interested. We really want to avoid the desperation switch as much as possible. And then third, we have the loser trigger. And the loser trigger happens when you do things that cues a girl into the idea that she is higher in the status hierarchy that exists in all interactions and all socializing. We can try to pretend it does not exist, but there is a social hierarchy, and women are evolutionarily designed to date up that hierarchy, to want to move up and get the benefits of being someone of a higher status, as opposed to moving down and being with someone of a lower status. And even if girls say they do not care, if you look at their actions, people always want to date up. So when you do things that trigger this, you have basically triggered the idea that she is out of your league. She is a little too cool for you, and she could be doing much better elsewhere.